What's up, everyone? This is Dyana Rozay. Welcome to my channel. If you guys can hear the sound of my voice, please let me know by putting your city in the chat. I'll give you a shout out real quick and we can get things rolling. This is Dyana Rozay. Welcome to my channel. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. You guys, I have some interesting things that I saw last night in part two of the Wendy Williams special, right? Where is or finding Wendy Williams, right? So come on in. Welcome Braylon. Welcome to all the content creators. Welcome to all of my mods. If you are in here today, welcome to y'all. Otherwise, I can mod myself. It's cool. It's cool. And then, of course, welcome to everyone who is showing up today. Hey there. I see Maryland is in the chat. Little Rock. What's up? What's up, Maryland? What's up, Long Island? Detroit, what's up? Columbus, Georgia, what is up? Okay, guys, come on in, come on in. We're going to get it started in just a second, okay? What does hashtag Woo Pig Suey Razorbacks? What you got going on over here, Braylon? What you saying? Mississippi, what's up? What's up? What's up? You calling out of state? So come on in, y'all. We are going to talk about Miss Wendy Williams. This isn't sad news, actually. It's actually smart. Just what this young man has done is very, very smart. He was 21 when all of this went down. He'll be 23 this year. I don't know his actual birth date, but he will be 23 this year. And what he has done is started the wheels of justice are rolling, okay? I am very proud of it. I like to see young people work things out. Sometimes we can get in our fifis and we don't take the necessary steps to protect our family, to protect what belongs to us. And what I saw last night and on Saturday night was a young man, Mr. Kevin Hunter Jr., and his cousin Travis, both of them very smart young men. And y'all, out of everybody, the information that they were giving on screen felt the most sincere to me, felt like they were just trying to be as honest as possible and let people know what was up. Now, we were first brought this story about Wendy. We all saw Wendy. It was headline news when Wendy passed out on her show. People were asking what's going on because you could see that she was losing language. Someone like Wendy, who was as smart as a whip, right? Smart as a whip, come right back at you. Couldn't put anything over on her. Wendy was brilliant mind. Despite if you liked her or not, she was quick. She was fast. She retained information. She knew what was going on. And this is when, we knew that she had problems with substance abuse and alcohol. And she still was showing up on that set doing what she needed to do. And before that, when she was on the radio, she was still showing up on set quick as a whip. You couldn't put anything past her, right? What's up, Connecticut? How are you? Come on in. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. Let's see. I'll get my little screen down. We can talk a little bit more. But Wendy was quick as a whip, y'all. And what's up, everybody? Let me move this back a little bit. My screen feels a little grainy to me. I look tan also. I was out in the sun on the weekend. But anywho, smart as a whip, and all of a sudden we all saw her decline. We all saw her health decline, and it seemed to have started, for those watching, when all the information came out about her husband. Husband out there doing his thing, got his mistress pregnant, had a house that was very nearby Wendy Williams, the marital home, the home that he shared with his wife. I guess he would leave there and go wherever, right? What's up? What's up, Gloria from the Lou? Um, and then all of a sudden, everything started falling apart. Whatever she was holding together fell apart in front of our eyes around then. But we all know that dementia is one of those things that the people around her definitely knew what was going on, or at the very minimum, they knew something was wrong, right? They knew something was wrong. And so they thought if they just get her in rehab, everything will be fine. Thank you, Karen. They thought that everything would be fine. Turns out that Wendy Williams' son, who was 21 at the time, you guys, was going to all of her doctor's appointments, demanding answers, demanding that they let him know what's going on. He said that his family, him and his family, which would be Wendy's sister, brother, and father, had worked out a deal with the television show that bared her name and said, listen, let's bring her here. Let's find out what's going on. They said the show was willing to do that. We're totally okay. It was after they found out, listen, she has a diagnosis. She's actually doing better here. She's gaining weight. She's eating well. She is remembering things. She looks amazing. We'd like to keep her here. The show said, no. Okay, big fat no. She needs to have her butt back up here in this purple chair in New York today. We don't want to miss a beat. Y'all remember the video where he was walking on the beach with his mama? He's in school down there in Florida, but 21 years old, walking down the beach with his mama, letting people know that she is healthy. She is not drinking. She is eating vegan food. He's making her fresh juice. He's posting it to his IG page every day. He wants people to know that his mama is doing well, like anybody would want for their mama for the most part, right? But that show said she needs to be back up here in this purple chair. We told you guys that you could have her for a little bit, as if, you know, the show ruled everything, dictated everything. And when Kevin Jr. didn't put her back on that plane to New York, the show, someone on the show, I believe it was Ira, if I'm not mistaken. What's up, Uppity? Welcome to the chat. That's when that person filed a suit with the court saying that Wendy was not able to take care of herself and that she was in, it's possible that financial harm was coming to her. Wendy was that chick. I agree. I know a lot of people, you know, found her messy and things like that, but you have no idea how many people she influenced to be exactly that. And these people are millionaires to this day, following in her footsteps. There was a whole argument about Howard Stern being the first, and someone did the dates, and he had to come out and apologize. He called her everything except a black, but it was on his tongue. He definitely wanted to get it out there. He may have called it that. I don't know. I don't listen to his show. I used to, but I haven't listened to it in a long time. And so, but I do remember him having a fit. I remember that. And then him coming out and saying that he was wrong. He was wrong. Good evening, Queen Bee. Anywho, after that happened, you guys, that is when Kevin Hunter Jr. was threatened with arrest if he did not send his ailing mother back to New York City from Florida. Okay, that was published. And it makes sense to me now why Kevin did some of the moves he did, because he didn't want this documentary to come out. And then he said, you know what, I am going to talk on the documentary. They're talking, they're painting a picture, they're telling a story, I'm going to talk. His auntie did the same. His brother did the same, right? And y'all remember the brother, Tommy. Tommy was out there doing a whole lot when everything was going on with Wendy. He was going out saying she's not sick, she's just pretending, and I know my sister, and this isn't my sister. Then all of a sudden, he got shut down just a little bit on the show, but you can tell he's kind of he's a hard personality. They're all hard personalities. I won't even say it's just him. Wendy probably has a hard personality too for a lot of people. We saw her tell that girl to get you something to eat and get fatter. get liposuction. What did she tell her? Go get liposuction. Child, that was funny a little bit. But anyway, let me just read this. Wendy's only child. This was written in 2023. So he was 22 years old at the time this article was written, June 8th, 2023. Okay. Wendy Williams' only child, 22 years old, claimed that Judge Lisa Skoloff, who is overseeing the troubled host guardianship case, said that she would charge him with kidnapping if he didn't assist in getting the star back to New York while he was helping take care of her in 2022. So I think he had her for about 6 months, sometime around November of 2021 up through April of 2022. But this judge said, listen, I will definitely have you arrested if you do not bring your mama back to New York, right? Kevin told the U.S. Sun exclusively that the judge threatened him, said that he would be held in contempt. He said that he was afraid after that. He said, I am so scared. This is a quote. I am so scared that I haven't really been up there since the courts threatened to send me to jail. He said that that happened in May of 2022. He said, when they hear that I'm coming, meaning the people that was supposed to be taking care of him, Will, the manager, right? I think her name is Sean, the PR rep, and then Sabrina, who is overseeing everything. She's the guardian. When they hear that I'm coming to visit my mother, they change things up. They move her places so that I can't see her. He doesn't know where she is. And he said that he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what his next step should be. Come on in, everybody. Thank y'all for showing up today. We are talking about Wendy Williams, and her son is gearing up. I promise you, her son is gearing up. She was definitely messy, but her info was on point, and people hated it. Child, she's no messier than what you read in a YouTube comment. I know that. YouTube, Facebook, she paved the way for something. I wish we could all be nice and polite, but baby, when I tell you some of the things that come out of people's mouths, it's nowhere near anything I heard on the radio, on the airwaves, right? But it goes on to say, if there was a way that I could get her help and wouldn't end up with me being arrested, I would do that, he added. The son reached out to the judge, and the judge said that it's a pending matter, and there would be no further comment on it. Okay. Kevin slammed his mother's inner circle. All of this, actually, everything that I'm reading played out pretty much to the T in the documentary. Okay. If you were paying attention, a lot of this stuff is going to sound familiar because Kevin, he's handling himself. This was 2 years ago, and we saw everything play out in that documentary. Okay, so he was keeping it real, did not skip any words. Kevin slammed his mother's inner circle and legal authorities who have taken control of her. He said that they are taking advantage of her wealth, her fame, and her inability to make sound decisions amid her battle with severe alcoholism. If your mother was near death, what would be the first thing you would do? Okay, who do you think said that? Now, this was the publicist who attempted to criticize Kevin Jr. She said, if your mother was near death, what's the first thing that you would do? Go to an online publication? I think not. So basically, she's trying to make it seem like Kevin is making things up when they ask them for, do you want to say anything about the fact that her son is saying you guys are taking advantage of her, taking advantage of her health, of her money, of everything? She said no. She said he's doing what he's doing. Basically, he's lying, right? She went on to say, this manager went on to say that he's entitled to his opinion. I'm just trying to say that us as adults, let's be responsible and let's actually utilize some common sense. Valerie said that she needs to shut her mouth. Exactly. She does need to shut her mouth. Well, it looks like they exposed a lot. So Sabrina Morrissey, this is Sabrina Morrissey, by the way. This is the Guardian, and she is currently suing Lifetime. Even though she was not in that picture, they bleeped her name out, so you didn't get the name. The son got the name, but they bleeped the name out of the show. And then Wendy made some statements about it's possible she could be taking advantage of her financially, but they put up the disclaimer saying, as of right now, Wendy or no one in the camp has shown any proof that she was being taken advantage of. Now, here's the tea that I told you guys a couple of months ago that you may not have remembered. This lady right here, Sabrina, this is what the son said about Sabrina and Will. Will is the manager, correct? Will is the manager. The son called this out last year saying, what I know about Sabrina and Will is that they have a relationship. I assume that they're very cool with each other. This is how this whole arrangement was even created. Will taking care of my mother. I know Will to be the jeweler. And he goes on to just call him Will the jeweler. Will the jeweler. That's all he will ever call him. Somehow he has appointed himself as my mother's manager. And I don't know what he manages. This decision was made by the guardian, the court-appointed guardian. Let's see. Valentine Go 8 said, I figured that's what the guardian would look like. Stop it. What is up? Come on in, everybody. H-Town is in the house. H-Town is in the house. Okay, it gets deeper than this, y'all. So after the son made that comment, after Wendy's son made the comment, basically saying that these relationships all seem to be connected to the guardian in some kind of way. Now, I think he heavily implied that there's clearly something wrong, right? There's clearly something wrong. Because at the end of the day, why is, I think her name is Sean, why is Sean, the PR rep, flying Wendy across state lines with knowing that she needs medical attention, unless there's something else going on? People aren't doing the jobs they're supposed to do. April said, this is crazy as all get out. The system to get their hands on her money. The system is jacked up. I love how Kevin Jr. is fighting on his mom's behalf. This is highway robbery. Yeah, he's a smart kid. I'm telling you. He's a grown man, but you know, he's young. So for him to take this on his shoulders and to know that his mom is in the place and state that she's in, because it's hard to do that. That's hard. Valerie said, I have to wonder if Debmar Mercury set this in motion. Wendy was in Florida and doing well. The show took Kevin to court. The show took Kevin to court. Thank you very much. And started this process of conservatorship. That's exactly right. And that's why Kevin has a lawsuit. They took his mother. He kept saying, when my mama was with me, she was healthy. She had gained 30 pounds. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't doing any of the things that these court-appointed people have allowed my mama to do. He repeated it damn near every scene, every single scene. Okay. Y'all remember y'all remember Shakespeare's situation. That lady appeared out of thin air and took his life. I love him for this, and I'm definitely Team Kevin Jr. He's a product of the social media generation. So going to the internet is how he is reaching people. Hell, he went to the TV show. Okay. He said, yeah, I'll film. I'll film. I'll let them know what I think. I'll let them know what I think about this. And then y'all heard that they were trying to accuse him of taking money. And let me tell you what the homie did, okay? He looked in that camera. He did not blink. He did not flinch. His eyes was as bright and big as, what do you call them, dollar bills? The coins. And he said, my mama let me have whatever I wanted. She said, I can have whatever I wanted. I was living the life I was living before all of this went down. Did I take some money? Yes. But that was normal for me, period. He's no different than Rob Kardashian or any other rich kid, is what he was basically saying. I am the product of a rich parent. I am doing what my rich mama has always wanted me to do. Now, let's see. Dallas is in the house. What's up, Dallas? Um, yes, in the politest way, he literally said what he needed to say without creating any type of crazy. This was not the mama that left my house when she lived in Florida. Not her at all. Okay. Um, and it is clear to me that Kevin was getting things started. He said that they're trying to work her, make her do things so that they can benefit, and he was tired of it. Okay, but he basically called them out. He said he's holding on to hope. He's praying that whoever is in control doesn't allow this to get to a place of no return, and she won't be able to come back from it, is how he put it. What's up, everybody? Keep coming on in. Hit that like button on your way in, okay? So I hate this for all of them. I really do. Um, so what I wanted to ask you guys is, what did y'all think about the family? Like I said, for me, just to repeat, for me, Kevin and Travis, um, they came across the most honest and trustworthy for me. And even Black China, child. Black China, the moment she had with Wendy in last night's episode, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Her being able to sit there, look her in the eye, allow her to be right when she was speaking, not trying to trip her up or say, no, that's not how it happened, or any of those things. She is in a space where you just have to allow her to move the way she's moving. Her taking her wig off and her just basically kissing her on the cheek and then laying in her chest and hugging her. And you can tell that Wendy is the type of person that probably you have to ask her if you can hug her. But Black China just saying, I'm gonna love you and just let you know that I love you here in this place that you are. Even though you keep repeating all this stuff about your feet, look at my feet, look at my feet. I can't wait to take this wig off. That's what I'm gonna do back on the air. I'm gonna take my wig off. All of that stuff. People would sit there and they were just like didn't know what to do. They'd freeze up. Black China didn't freeze up. She said, "My real name is Wendy Hunter. My real name is Wendy Hunter." And she said, "That's okay. That's okay." Okay. He called him out. He sure did. He called him out. Kevin Jr. is a very concerned young man, but will he be able to take care of Wendy financially? Well, she has money, and unless it's all gone, but she has money. Um, and he was the power of attorney, and they stripped that from him. I hate that Wendy did not put measures in place to secure that she had key people in place to avoid this when she was of sound mind. Mm. We do stuff like that, child. Sometimes it's just hard to let somebody else have control until you're all the way gone. The nephew could not hide his pain. Yeah, the nephew, when he saw her for the first time and he was sitting there, he looked stumped, like you could tell it felt like it was a gut punch. But when that wine came to the table, he said, "Where'd that come from? Give it, give it." He stopped it immediately, put it right here. He should have told him to take it off the table, but he stopped that doggone wine from coming to the table. I mean, he stopped him from giving it to Wendy. I don't know who ordered it, but what I was going to ask y'all, poll time, poll time. Uh, let's talk about this family, because y'all, if y'all didn't know, Wendy had some ups and downs with like her brother and her sister Wanda. So some information came out a little earlier from Kevin Sr. He is making some accusations against Wanda, the sister. Okay, so he's alleging some things. But Wanda said something that tripped me the hell up. So I wanted to ask y'all, what was your vibe on Wanda first off? Did you feel like she was like she was on Wendy's side, like she was trying to help. So if you felt like Wanda was on Wendy's side, like we really like her here, put a 1 in the chat. If you thought that Wanda was a little questionable about her being able to take care of Wendy, put a put a 3 in the chat, okay? Not everything is a lie. Sometimes when he made some interesting points, so we're going to talk about it. So 1 if you thought that Wanda was cool. Put a 3 if you thought that she wasn't cool. If there was something about her that threw you off a little bit. So I see the threes. Threes. Was Wanda sisterly? Was Wanda sisterly? Did you think that she had her sister's best interest at heart, or do you think maybe she just came in too late? Good evening, love key. So right now I'm getting more threes than ones. Okay. So people are saying that they didn't necessarily trust the sister. She wasn't given a sisterly vibe. New sub said 3. What's up, new sub? Welcome to the platform. So this is my thought, because she said 2 things that threw me off. The first thing is she said the court called her and said, would you like to be appointed as her guardian, to take over as her guardian? And she said the first thing I asked is what's all involved as a guardian? And I thought, these people are intelligent. She's very, very smart. It threw me off that she would question the court, like, what is it? What does that mean? What do I have to do to be a guardian? That was the first thing she said that I thought was just a little, it took me back, because I know every family's different. Everybody does things different. If the court called me and said, listen, do you want to be your sister's guardian? I would say, does that mean that she comes to my house and I take care of her? If that's what you're asking, then yes, 100%. I don't have to ask for a definition. Bring my sister home. I want her here. The fact that she kind of like, they told me it was this, and then I had to take a class to do it. And I was like, for what? It confused the hell out of me. But the second thing she said, when her daughter had answered the phone, she said, I've been calling Wendy. I haven't got a hold of her. Daughter called her phone, and she gets a hold of Wendy, and she has her on speaker. But when she gives the phone to her mother takes her off a speaker, it sounds like. So you couldn't hear Wendy's conversation. I didn't know if Wendy was still on the phone. I was like, is she talking to Legion, or is she pulling a Legion right now? And then she said, Wendy, if there's something going on, write it down and document it. And I was like, how would a woman who is in the full-fledged, like she's in the middle of dementia, what are you asking her to do? If you're suggesting that she's being abused, then why would you say write it down? Like, do you know how hard that would be for her? I didn't like that. And it felt like it was the wrong thing to say. Let's see. Wendy's family, minus her brother and Kevin Sr., needs to fight for her conservator and move her back to Florida. They can put an ad litem in place for Kevin Jr. Would Kevin Jr. need an ad litem at this point? Isn't he's like, he'll be 23 this year, I think. Big Kevin had Wendy not messing with her family. I would have been, hell yeah, who else but me? Facts. Queen B, I said the same thing. I said, wait a minute. They wouldn't have even had to ask me. When you call me, I would say, how am I getting my sister home? Don't even play with me. Give me my family back. How dare you? I didn't like that she made it seem like she was asking questions and then trying to figure out the best way to handle it. I didn't like that. And I didn't like that she made the comment to Wendy when she said she had her on the phone. Well, just write everything down and document it. She can barely remember her own damn name. It just didn't feel right. I think she said no court, then assigned someone. So I think the court probably had a problem with Kevin being so young, because he was 21, and he was looking for the brother or sister to step up. Maybe I overheard I heard the brother, when all this was going on, I heard the brother make the comment, we don't want her money. We didn't know this was all going on. So they didn't ask us. I thought that was a little crazy. Let's see. Wendy said that her sister wouldn't let her drink. She said that up front. She sure did. She said, I don't really fool with my sister because she won't let me drink. And she said the same about Kevin Jr. She said that he doesn't like for me to drink. So she needs to be in spaces where she can, is what she was basically saying. My husband had guardianship over his dad, and then he didn't have to take a class or wasn't asked to. Right, Cancer 66. I've, yeah, I agree, child. I didn't understand the comment, and it freaked me out when she said it. I thought, "Ooh, what are you doing?" And that's when she made this really, passionate speech about how the courts and all this stuff is flawed, and your loved one should be with their family. I was like, you didn't start this conversation right. And I think it was also the time when she came in and said, I finally made the decision to be a part of this show. I made a decision to be a part of it. I was like, damn, you maybe should have stayed off of it. Also, this is a sister, her son was living with Wendy. I think he said he had been living with Wendy since he was in the 8th grade, maybe. I applaud her sister, Wanda, for that divorce clause that got Kevin cut off when the show stopped. Ooh. Is Wanda a lawyer, by the way? If anyone knows her profession. The sister knows Wendy has a drinking and a drug problem, and she often is easily agitated. Oh, for sure. I think that the family definitely gets easily agitated. Even when Wendy went to have dinner with her father, her brother, her son, and nephew, when she sees her dad, she's like, Daddy. She's so excited. And she tells her brother that she wants to sit beside him. And she goes like this for him to move. And he didn't want to. And then when she's trying to, slide herself into the seat, she puts her purse here, here. And that brother wouldn't touch that purse. I was like, you're taking things way too personally. She's sick. You just have to let that just roll off your shoulder. But you don't even see her that often to really get a tude. Now, if you were there every day and it was like that, hopefully you'd find a way to let it roll off your shoulder. But no, I didn't feel like she wanted the responsibility either, to be honest, Gloria. The sister and brother both seem to have hard approaches to addressing Wendy. I think it's a family personality thing. Me too. The son seems like the best fit for Wendy's care. I agree. He is very, very patient, very, very patient. It's sad. What else y'all got going on in these chats? Let's see. You think that the brother has a drinking problem? I thought it was really interesting that he asked for a drink and the father had to tell him, you're not drinking. You've been drinking all day, and you can at least let your sister come in knowing all that we know about her. Y'all can let her be okay. Um, I've been through it. There are often periods of lucid thought. The court allowed my father to make decisions and sign documents when they assessed he was lucid. Okay. Yeah, because there's a moment where the nephew Travis says that when Wendy went to court for the financial guardianship, um, that Kevin Jr. was in the courtroom and she asked the judge to remove him. And I was curious whether or not she was of lucid mind at that time. Because I think that she also has, a hard time trusting people, but that's not to say that she doesn't love her son. I think she loves him to pieces. I think the thought of her son makes her cry, it hurts her heart for sure. What would happen to Wendy's money if something did happen to her? Hopefully, it goes to the next of kin, because I have no idea if she has a will or not. I have no idea. You're right, Diana. I didn't understand her sister's response to being asked. Yeah, that was a hard one. Wanda is a lawyer. Okay. Mm, even more heartbreaking. Only one seems sane. Only one who seems sane is Wendy's dad, but he's 93. Yeah, I agree. Even Wendy's dad, there's a point where I think Wanda comes into her father's home And she said, "Did you eat yet today, or did you cook?" And he said, "No." And she's just sitting there. She had put some things in the refrigerator. She went, "I'm going to bring you some lasagna. I made some lasagna." And I was like, "I'll bring food to my neighbor because they're elderly. How did you not know to bring food for your dad if you were on your way to your dad's house?" I'm telling you, something ain't right. Something ain't right. That's all. Let's see. Uh, she is a lawyer. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Come on in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in, please, and thank you. Wendy said that her sister is an attorney. She did say that. Okay. Diana, he might not have wanted to touch it because he didn't want something to come up missing and he get blamed for it. Are you talking about the brother? Well, from what I'm understanding, I think Wendy has made she's implied some things over the years. She's always said that she loved her family. She loved her family no matter what, but that they had some sibling issues. I thought on Wendy's show that she once said that she had a trust fund set up for Kevin. She probably did. Dad lives in an assisted living facility that provides meals for him. Okay. I saw them bringing things into his refrigerator, though. Hello, everyone. Late. Come on in. Welcome. Anyway, lies and more lies. Good evening, everybody. So I wanted to read this other article. This is the one where everybody's name gets mentioned again. It's pretty much the same thing. For everybody that's coming in, we're just talking about Wendy Williams' special last night. The fact that Kevin appears to be, little Kev is what is that? What's a BIY? Gonna have to help me out, A. James. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you are trolling the chat. Um, the guy that she told him to take a purse. Oh, the brother. Yeah, the brother's a mess. The brother's a mess, and he's been a mess. And when everything started going on, him doing podcasts, doing interviews where he was talking horribly about his sister, doing his own YouTube channel where he was talking horribly about his sister, it was bad all the way around. Does he regret it, though? Didn't appear to be. That didn't appear to be the case. Okay. Little Kev is his dad's son first. Oh, okay. Let's read what his dad had to say a little bit earlier today. After the show had aired all 4 parts, I guess it was a 4-part documentary. This is what he had to say. He said, "Okay, so everyone heard F Kevin. So for whatever reason, he's taking it personal. I didn't even think I did think about her ex-husband, but only because she kept saying her last name is Hunter. And I kept thinking he has to feel like ish. He got to feel dumb. He got to feel like absolute boo-boo. Okay. But he said, everyone's saying F Kevin through this series. No problem. The show took precedent over everything, including family. What I guess they left out was that while she was in Florida getting recovery 3 years ago, there was a secret call that her sister would set up with Debmar Mercury, Mort, and Ira. Now, those are the power players. With false pretense, she would be getting show back. He's a bad writer. So what I'm guessing that he's saying is that they were having secret meetings with Deb Mercury, and that she was trying to get the show back. Then he says something that was a lie and broke Ish even more than anything. So maybe he's also suggesting that it was feeding Wendy false hope. They only were trying to get her there to satisfy an insurance claim so that they could obviously replace their losses and the money that they were stealing, about 5 to 15 million, and they wanted control. Her sister was trying to get ultimate control herself and was the medical proxy at the time, but her naivete allowed her to be played. So what he's saying is the only reason why Deb and Ira, Deb Mercury, um, Debmar Mercury, Morton Ira wanted Wendy back on the show was to satisfy an insurance claim, you guys, so that they could get their losses. And this is why I say it sounds to me like Kevin could move forward because taking his mother back into that environment, having the show put this fake conservativeship over his mother caused more damage than good. Let's see. Diana, what are your thoughts on Big Kev after seeing all of this? Just curious. So my thought on Big Kev is that he probably is living in he's probably living hell on earth because all of this played out right after he broke up. They broke up. And Wendy is an icon, period. She's an icon. So I don't guess that that man can go anywhere without people giving him a look like he is a walking, steamy pile of poo. That would be my guess. He moved on to this new life. He's no longer with that his mistress. His mistress, from what I'm understanding, I heard another channel had reported that the mistress had gotten seriously sick, and they broke up. He doesn't have any money anymore. He doesn't get alimony payments. He doesn't get any of the things that he thought was going to keep him sitting pretty, and he would never have to think about his ex again. And now I bet you all he does is think about her. I bet you she runs through his head every second of the day, that he doesn't get any peace from it. That's what I think. And sometimes you just got to decide who you're going to be in this world. To me, the brother seems in denial about Wendy's condition. Sorry, I'm speaking my words. Her purse, I meant. Yeah, I thought you meant your purse. Tommy is too close to Big Kev. You think they're close? Because to Big Kev, not Little Kev. You think that they're close? You're probably right. Wendy seems more happy around her folks. As for the money, I don't trust any of them. Okay. I think Kevin Jr. is young, and I think that he probably doesn't understand everything. But I think that she's better where he is or near him. Let's see what else y'all got. They kidnapped that child's mother, holding her hostage. They did. The family have no right to fight them. The family has a right to fight them. I agree. Kevin Sr. is another Martell Holt. Hell, he wishes. Why is Kevin Sr. trying to make it about him? Narcissism. He doesn't know how not to make it about him. Think about this. This man had a really powerful job because of his wife. He had a powerful job because of his wife. And he believed that he's the reason his wife is everything she is, knowing damn well that he wasn't. But she let him think it right up until the day everything ended for him. But he got a big payout, I thought. Or at the very minimum, he did sue Debmar Mercury. He sued them. And they tried to get it kicked out of court. They said that there was no suit, and the judge said there is a suit, and they're letting it ride. So there's a court case by Kevin right now. I think that Debmar Mercury is probably they're gonna have to figure that one out. But I think they set the situation up. Let's see what else y'all got to say. I hope Big Kev doesn't get into Little Kev's head to get his mother so he can get her money again. I think that Kevin has seen a lot. I think he's seen a lot. When you see your mother in that state, it refocuses you in a way that you can't even imagine. I think they are still feeding her alcohol, which only exacerbates dementia. It makes it much worse. That is true. Okay. All right, let me take this down. All right. So the last article was written June 5th, 2023, and it's titled, She Needs Help. Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr., fears his mom is near death and blames the court appointed team for her spiral as he breaks silence in his first interview ever. So again, pretty much everything he said in this interview, he said on the show. He's keeping it consistent, which is exactly what I would tell him to do if you were, a lawyer. You'd be like, listen, make sure you repeat it as many times as possible. But again, slams inner circle, accused him of taking advantage of his mother's wealth and fame, her inability to take care of her own decisions or make her own decisions. He said that his mother's mental health and physical health have been in jeopardy since being placed under guardianship. He said the day she was placed under guardianship, her mental and physical health has been in jeopardy. He believes concerns over Wendy Williams' health has been pushed aside while others around her are profiting. They're profiting from the projects that she's involved in. Kevin told The Sun, I know that there are all sorts of things happening, and I know that if she was in her right mind, she would never agree to it. As hard as it is seeing her being taken advantage of, I know that I'm making sure as a person that she's okay. And that's the most important thing. I'm just trying to make sure that she's okay. Because eventually she's going to realize the craziness that's been going on. So even then, he was holding out hope that she was going to get better. And now it's being reported that she has the same type of dementia as Bruce Willis. Let's see. I hope Big Kev doesn't get ish. Big Kev is still trying to get them back alimony payments. Okay. Will, the manager, he said that Will called him to let him know that he was in the hospital, that she was in the hospital last year. And then after that, he did not hear from anybody. Kevin claimed that no one from Wendy's team, not even her guardian or the court, told him when Wendy was released from the hospital. He said, I never get any updates. He said that the PR rep, Sean, the PR rep, Sean, told the press, I can only confirm that she's not in the hospital. However, I can also confirm that she's not in New York. So they even moved her out of New York, and they would not tell him where she was. They would not tell Kevin Jr. where she was. Poor child going to lose his mind if his mother, I'm not even going to say those words because I don't want to put it out there. He didn't have a problem with Big Kev going to their mom's funeral. Okay. So you're saying, I remember this, there was allegedly a fight that happened at the funeral. I think that's what you're talking about, A. James. I was saying that just a little earlier. I knew there was a fight at the funeral. The fight was between Kevin Jr. and his father. They got physical at the funeral. And it looks like Kevin Sr. was invited by Tommy, Wendy's brother, is what you're saying, creating all types of mischief. Wendy's DJ Booth from the show seems to be in contact with Wendy. He said on TMZ that he spoke with her a month ago. So yeah, from what I'm understanding, y'all know DJ Booth had quit, right? And he was upset with her. They got into a big fight. This was when Wendy was a little better. And then allegedly he found her in a really bad state, and he kind of swooped in to be a friend to her to make sure that there was some more eyes on her, because again, Kevin's in Florida, he's at school. They're not telling Kevin Jr. where his mother is anyway, because they don't want him to have anything to do with it. Lori Schiller is a person we need to understand. Refresh my memory. Who is Lori Schiller? He claimed he's supposed to get a settlement and that it's not alimony. Maybe that's why the court didn't throw out his case. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. He's supposed to get a settlement from the show. He said that he did X, Y, and Z in the show, and he was supposed to get it, and they didn't pay him, is how I understood it. If somebody else remembers different, y'all let me know in the comments. Anyway, this article just goes on to say that Kevin expressed concern about the people who are around Wendy basically using her to profit off of her. He said that no one's paying her attention to her health, that they're letting her drink, they're sneaking her alcohol, and they're not making sure that she gets better. And he said that the court does not seem to care that the people around her are actually, they're watching his mother's health decline and they're not doing anything about it. He repeats in this article, when she was under my care, I would only take her to restaurants that didn't serve alcohol. He said he made her exercise and that she was eating healthier, that she felt better. Y'all remember that personal trainer that Wendy cussed out? It seems the narrative is to portray Kevin Jr. as Wendy's chief enemy. Why do you think that? Why do you think that they're making it seem like she's a chief enemy? Mm. Lori is the person that works for Wells Fargo. Okay. And there was the financial abuse of Wendy's accounts. Locked her account, starting with her American Express and then everything else. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. It didn't stop them from drinking in front of her. They drink in front of her. Notice that that woman had a bottle every single night. Like the next day, the camera crew is coming in and saying, did you have a mimosa today? That's a really big mimosa. Did you drink this whole bottle of vodka? I mean, they're literally leaving her behind by herself in the house with her cats every night with a bottle, basically to quiet her, and then go off somewhere. Who knows where they're even going? Anyway, Kevin says that there's a lot of people who are aware of his mother's issues and drinking, and no one is doing anything about it. They are all taking advantage of her and allowing it to play out. They're not doing anything except creating a bigger issue. He also said that they had her in a position, meaning the people that are being paid to keep her, they have her in a position where she is agreeing to things that she would never agree to. He said, in trying to attempt to know what everyone's intentions are around her, they should bring this back to court. But I guess once they do, or the court appoints a guardian, they won't review it for 2 years. So you'd almost have to take the person's life before they review it again, is what it sounds like. So this year, the guardianship is back up for review. And the fact that the guardian is suing Lifetime tells us everything we need to know. Her name wasn't even mentioned, so why is she suing Lifetime? Lori Schiller is how she got into the conservatorship. I believe Kevin Jr. is 100%. Me too. I think he loves his mom, and I think that he wants to try to improve her life the best that he can. I mean, look, the boy had her drinking fruit juice and eating like Brussels sprouts and avocado, all kinds of stuff. She was really, really trying to get healthy. Anyway, that's that on that, child. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it and let you see what's going on. At this point, Big Kev has already taken it to court. They said that his lawsuit is viable and can move forward. Little Kev will be doing the same. He's no different from anybody else. And that sister and brother, I'm not sure. They're gonna have to figure that out. Let's see what happened to Sean and her leave out. Why didn't we see her anymore after the LA stunt? I don't know. I think that Will fired her. He said that you made him look stupid, and that he had to call the guardian, even though, according to Kevin, the guardian and Will had a relationship. Um, I was just confused why he didn't embrace her when he saw her after 8 months. Was that not odd to anyone? So I was talking about that a little bit. Lies, more lies. I said that I get the impression that Wendy is not a hugger. Or if they've hugged her in the past, maybe she freezes up, so they don't do it. Um, and actually, I was reading some of the things they tell you not to do when you have this illness. Like, you're not supposed to argue with them. You're not. I don't think you are supposed to touch without asking, because anything can trigger them into another space. So I think that's what he's trying to do. He was always being respectful of it, but then she would just put out her hand so that he could kiss her hand, which was sad to me. That was sad. Because I would think the first thing you would want to do is run over and hug her. Will portrayed himself as a savior. Mm, he was a mess. He was nobody's savior. Nobody's savior, child. All right. Well, I just wanted to share that with y'all, this little bit of time here talking about Miss Wendy Williams. There's some other things that is going on the internet right now, and I will probably be going live again. What time is it? 6:21. I might go back live within the next 45 minutes or so to talk about the latest crazy. Um, yeah, that's why I liked Black China. Black China remind me of the church ladies. I don't care what's going on with you. I'm gonna sit down in front of you. I'm gonna look you in the eye. You could have a big oozing, boil coming from the side of your face, and I'm gonna act like that ain't even there. Okay, we're gonna talk, we're gonna hug. I'm gonna treat you like you are human and make sure that you understand that I'm giving you your dignity. And I loved that scene. I loved it. For as evil as people can be about Black China, she knew how to handle herself in that space with Wendy in that moment. She didn't shy away from any of it. It was just a beautiful moment. Okay. Valerie said you're right, it can trigger them. Okay, so I did read some things about it a little earlier today, and I should have read that to y'all too, but there's certain things they ask you not to do. Hugging, touching, things like that, it triggers. So they ask you to always ask permission. Um, oh, Lies More Lies said you heard it. Yeah, I heard a little bit. I didn't hear all of it, but I'm gonna go listen though. Um, just I loved it too. I cried. Okay. So, anywho, y'all, we've been on for about an hour, but we're gonna come back a little later. I also have to do my I still have a review that I need to put out, so I'll get that up. And I wanted to talk about Married to Medicine. So I might have two things that I'll come back about. We'll just be on live probably the most of the night. I got to get some hours in. So, anywho, if y'all want to come back, y'all get the notification. Make sure that you have your notification bells on so that you can get my live notice. Okay. And yeah, we'll chit chat about it. What about that? Okay, everybody. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me and talking about Miss Wendy Williams. And we all need to be saying a prayer for her and her son and her nephew, her brother, sister, daddy, all of them. Um, this is a hard time for them to go through. It's really hard to watch anyone get sick and watch them break down the way that happens. Um, you don't have to wait 2 years. Did it in 1998. Have to wait for court dates. Oh, really? Okay. That's good to know. I'm not sure. They said I think they said in the show last night, they had to wait 2 years. I'm not sure why they said that. Maybe they just don't know, but I don't know. These are smart people. They're smart people. Kevin's young, so I understand how he might have a lot going on in his head, and it's not all tying together. But that lawyer's sister should know. That's for damn sure. Okay. Um, but yeah, anyway, you guys, I appreciate all of y'all for sticking it out with me. We are, again, just keep your notifications on because we're going to go live again a little later. But thank y'all. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, please, and thank you. And I will talk to you guys again a little later. Bye-bye.